Hey, welcome to this video. William Sosa here, and this video it's gonna be a really cool case study. Show you a gaming campaign on SiteScout. SiteScout it's a media buying platform, but the reason why I decided to pick this particular campaign here is first because it's a recent campaign, and second because it is on SiteScout. SiteScout it's a little bit different than most media buying platforms out there. For example, with Buy Sell Ads, which is another platform. You go to their platform, you choose a placement, you buy that placement for a certain period of time. So you pay a certain amount of money, and your ad is going to be displayed on that placement for a specific number of days. With SiteScout, it's a little bit different. They are a real-time bidding (RTB) media buying platform. So what they do is they have a bunch of placements there. And when you set up a campaign there, you choose the placements that you want, you place a bid, you upload your ads, and then they start displaying your ads there using an auction system. So very similar to AdWords, talking about the content network. So um, they start displaying your ads on those placements that you chose, and they're going to charge you on a CPM basis, so based on the number of impressions that you get. This is an international campaign. You'll see that I was promoting an offer for the no English speaking country. If you get started with SiteScout, that's something that I recommend you to do. You see that their traffic is really, really cheap and really, really good for many no English speaking countries, more specifically European countries. So in this particular case, I targeted Germany and France, and I highly recommend you to do that because SiteScout has great traffic. And for the US, it's a little bit expensive, but if you go international, you will find some really cool possibilities there. But before I go to SiteScout and show you the campaign there, I just want to give you some details on the offer, which is obviously very important as well. So the offer, it's a gaming offer, single opt-in, really simple, good payout. Matching 2 is the name of the offer. As I said, I was targeting France and Germany. The offer has possibilities for other countries like Switzerland, Spain. I'm not going to remember all of them now, but several different countries. I picked France and Germany because I realized that I would have more volume on SiteScout and would probably have better traffic as well. I had a quick look on the placements, and I thought that France and Germany would be better options because of that. So I'm going to show you now some details of the offer because I suggest you, if you're going to get started with media buying, not necessarily SiteScout, but media buying, I suggest you to promote offers similar to Matching 2. So I just want to make sure that you have a look on the offer, understand how it works before we go to SiteScout and start having a look on the actual campaign. So I'm going to show you the offer here on Purefly. It's a very famous CPA network, probably one of the most popular CPA networks. But I want to make it clear that I didn't run the campaign with Purefly. I'm just showing the campaign here, the offer here, so that you know that it's it's not a super secret offer. It's a common offer. You can find it with many CPA networks, including popular networks like Purefly. But the truth is that I run a campaign directly with GameForge. Let me show you here their website. So GameForge is it's the company that produces and that owns the game. So I set a direct deal with them. It's something more advanced, not something that you should do right from the beginning. I definitely do not recommend you to spend your time contacting companies like GameForge because chances are that they are not gonna set the deals with you unless you are already sending some volume to their offers with CPA networks, and then they consider interesting to set a partnership or to set a deal with you. So just in case, just for your information, so here you have their website, and at the bottom of the page you have the information to contact them by email to become an affiliate and to have a direct deal with them. It's something that I do cover in the training, but just in the more advanced modules. It's for more advanced marketers, people who are already doing well with the CPA networks. You can do this. You can start contacting companies. You'll see that most advertisers, they do have an affiliate program, and you can deal directly with them. You can cut down on the CPA networks, but do not put your focus on doing this initially because probably it's going to be more waste of time. They usually set deals only with affiliates who can do more volume. So don't worry about this, just for your information. So let's see the details of the offer on Purefly. The only difference actually is the payout. It's a bit lower with Purefly than it is when you set a direct deal with GameForge for obvious reasons. But it's a significant difference. You'll see on my real payout from GameForge on SiteScout. it's a good difference, but what happens is that the payout that you have here with PureFly, it's probably just an initial payout. Once you start sending some volume to the offer, you can request a payout bump. They will certainly do it for you. So do not worry too much about the initial number that you see here, like $1.80 for the French version. We have the version for Germany here, which pays $2. I think that you don't have to worry too much about this initially, because this is something that you can change. You can get a better payout after you start sending some traffic to them. So, okay, so these are the offers. I just wanted to show you the details of the offer. As you can see, they allow banner display, which is media buying here, and the advertiser will allow it too. Single opt-in, it's pretty much the same offer, nothing changed. I'm gonna show you the offer itself. So here I have the French version. One interesting thing about this offer is that actually this page here is for France. If we see the page for Germany, it's not the same page. Okay, it's a different page. Not sure on why. One of them did better for me, had a better performance. I can already tell you that the one for Germany converted better. But they are similar, not the same thing. And I tested both of them. The one for Germany did better for me. But the point is that it's a simple offer. All what they have to do is to fill out a quick form like this one here. For this version of the page, the form it's here. Okay, it's a quick form, just 3 fields. You get the conversion. Really simple process. As you can see, it's a really cool in terms of graphics, a really cool page, very attractive. And if you get the right traffic, do the right pre-selling, you can certainly do well with this type of offer. Just before now I go to the next part of the case study, I just want to give you a quick tip here. You'll see that most landing pages for offers like this one, you won't be able to view them, especially when you go with the CPA networks. Like if you go to PureFly here and then click on the link to go to the landing page, chances are that you will be redirected to a different offer, or something is going to happen and you won't be able to view the page because you are not in France, and it's viewable just for French people. So what you have to do is just to use a simple software like this one here. It's Overplay. You can get it for $10 per month at overplay.net. So you can download, it's a VPN, and you can see, as you can see, I have a big list of countries here. I choose the country, hit connect, and then I can use an IP address from that country. So it's just to show you how you can view the pages, because it's really, really important that you do not pick an offer to promote without being able to actually view the landing page. You want to see what page you're going to be promoting, what page you're going to be sending traffic to. So if you can't do this when you click on the preview link on the CPA network, make sure to get a software like this one. It's cheap, totally worth it, and very easy to use. You install the software, then you're going to see this list of countries here. You choose the country, click connect, and you change your IP address, and you can view the page. So really that simple. Okay, so now that you have the details of the offer, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the landing page that I used for this campaign. You'll see that the vast majority of my campaigns along this training, you'll see that they use a landing page. The reason why I do this is because I believe that the landing page is where you have the chance to actually talk to the person who's on the other side. You want them to complete an offer, and if you want them to complete an offer, you have to give them a good reason for doing that. And the landing page is where you can do it. I like to say that the landing page is the place where you can talk to the person who's on the other side, expose them to some interesting benefits, and give them a real reason for them to spend their time supplying their personal information on the next page and complete the offer. If you skip this part of the process, if you send them straight to the offer, most of the times you're not going to have a good conversion rate, because the offers page, it's going to be too general, won't give them any specific information, and probably won't be able to convince them to complete the offer, to fill out the form. So definitely use landing pages. And one thing that I like to do with landing pages is to split test at least 2 different types of landing page. So I like to have a fancy one and an ugly one. Because it really depends on the audience that I'm targeting, on the offer that I'm promoting, the traffic source that I'm using. We can even after you gain a lot of experience with their campaigns, it will still be easy. It will still be hard to tell which landing page is going to do better, if it's the fancy one or the ugly one. So it's something that I always like to split test. I can say that, 70%, 80% of the times the ugly one has a better performance. For this campaign, it was the opposite. The fancy one converted better. So, it's really something that you have to test. Even the most experienced marketers, they can't say for sure before testing. So, I suggest you to do the same for your media buying campaigns. Always test a fancy and an ugly landing page and see which one has a better performance. For you to have a fair split test, of course, you have to use the same not exactly the same, but very similar content. Because if you approach the user in a different way with each landing page, the difference in the performance of the landing page, it can be not because of the style of the landing page or the appearance of the landing page. It can be because of the angle that you're using. So make sure that you split test them with similar content, just with a different a different design, a different layout. So here are the two versions of the landing page. So I have first the ugly version. It's this one here. I don't remember now from, exactly what it says, but if I'm not wrong, it's something like, after World of Warcraft and Skyrim, now Metin 2 is attracting hordes of fans. It's something along those lines. And here I have great graphics, unlimited possibilities, and I think it's exciting battles or something similar to that. Play for free. Yeah, and yes, it's that big in French. Then I have something like Metin 2 is Game Forge's, I think, masterpiece, is something like that. Great graphics and an incredible experience for the player. It's something like that. Okay, so some screenshots and then play for free again. So it's really simple content. Here I have their official trailer. Just got the video from YouTube. Here is the German version. Same content, same thing, nothing changed. Then I have the fancy landing page, okay? French version, German version as well. Same content. This first version here, this fancy version here, it says something like breathtaking. The best game of 2014 by GameSpot. Then I have here something, a headline saying something like, have an unique experience playing Metin 2. Again, the same video, some bullet points talking about the possibilities, battles, graphics, things like that. Screenshots, some reviews. One interesting thing here is that if you pay attention to the screenshots here, these one here, they are actually from the game, from Metin 2. These ones here, they are not from Metin 2. I tried to put those screenshots here. They didn't, they didn't work with this layout, with this design. It was a bit weird. So I used these screenshots here. They are actually from a different game. It seems to be a similar style, similar graphics. So I decided to use these screenshots. They are just, a little bit darker and they fit better this page here. Not something really cool for you to do, but you have to make sure that your landing page, it has a good looking and that it offers a decent experience for the end user. Okay, if people come to this page here, they see that everything is dark, and then you have some really bright screenshots there showing things that do not fit this layout. It's really weird, and people probably won't have a good impression when they visit your page. So that's why I use the different screenshots. But if you have a look on the video, you'll see that it's the same video. So if people watch the video, they will be able to see the real game. So I have the French version, the German version. Says it says the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. Same screenshot, same video, reviews, bullet points, everything the same. Okay, so these are the landing pages that I tested. As I said, for both campaigns, actually, the fancy version that had a better performance. You may think that it's obvious when you compare the two landing pages. You can see this one is way better, talking about the graphics, but it doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes the ugly page has a better performance, and actually, maybe you'll be surprised with this, but the vast majority of the offers, they perform better with the ugly page, at least when it comes to gaming offers. I think it's probably because most games, they want to have a page that will fit this one here. So people will come to a page like this one here, then we'll go to a different page, and it's gonna be totally, completely, and incredibly different, and that's gonna have a bad impact. That's gonna give them a bad impression. And when you have that ugly template, it's actually a white background with some image and some text. It doesn't really have many graphics or things like that. So any page that comes after is gonna be okay. So I think that for this reason, the ugly pages usually they perform better. But this campaign, it was an exception. I had a better performance using the fancy version. And now let's talk about the traffic source, so Site Scout. I just want to show you my campaigns on Site Scout, show you how I structured the campaigns, how I conducted the optimization. You'll see that it's really, really simple. It's not complex. So let's have a look on Site Scout. So as you can see here, I have 4 campaigns formatting 2. This is the way that I like to organize my campaigns. I set up 1 campaign per country and then 1 per landing page. So Metin 2 Germany 1 is for the ugly landing page. Metin 2 Germany 2 it's for the more elaborated page. The same for the French campaign. So that's the way that I like to organize my campaigns. It's not a hard rule. The only thing you have to be careful with is to avoid targeting 2 countries with the same campaign, even if they have the same language, so you can use the same ad, same landing page, but they will always have different numbers, different click-through rate, different cost per mile. So if you have the 2 countries under the same campaign, it becomes really tough to control the numbers and to get, let's say, accurate data. So what I recommend you to do is always to have just 1 country per campaign. If you want to target more than 1 country, create more than 1 campaign. So actually, the last campaign here, Metin 2 France 2, it's still running. I just switch it to off, because then I pause the campaign. We are not going to see the stats changing during this explanation, so that's the only reason why I paused the campaign, but it's still up and running. And as soon as I finish this video, I will turn it on. So what I want to show here is that when I start a new campaign, I usually start with a very low daily budget. Okay, so sometimes I spend even less than $10. Here, as you can see, I started with $10. And I start with a high bid. So I want to get as many clicks as possible with as many impressions as possible. In this case, high quality clicks. And I don't want to spend a lot of money testing the campaign. So what I do is I start with a low daily budget and a high CPM bid. And then, as you can see, I run a small test with the other campaigns. I run a very short test, a very small test with all the 4 campaigns, and I just pick the one that had a more potential. I'm not saying that the others would never be profitable. Maybe they would, especially the one for France, with the ugly landing page. That one could be profitable. I think it was already profitable because I had 4 conversions, and the value of each conversion for me is $2.80 here with this offer. So as you can see, I spent $7. So if you multiply $2.80 by 4, you'll see that the campaign was actually profitable. So the reason why I decided to go with the other campaign was just because the conversion rate was better. Okay, the first one was profitable, but the second one was better. You can also consider a big difference in the click-through rate, but that's not something for you to be. That's not something that I considered a lot in the beginning, because I had the same placements and the same ads for both campaigns. So what happens is that that difference is probably because in the beginning the banners, they tend to have a better click-through rate, and they tend to lose performance as you get more impressions. It's kind of banner blindness and those things. People end up getting used to the banner and start clicking less on the banner. So if I had kept that campaign running, chances are that the click-through rate would be the same that I have with the campaign that I'm running now. So that's the only reason why the click-through rate of the campaigns with just little data, that's the reason why the click-through rate tends to be higher for them. Okay, so these are the basic stats of the campaign. And now I want to show you the placements that I'm using for this campaign. So I have just 4 placements active now. I had a bunch of placements in the beginning. I just kept deleting the placements that are not doing well until I have 4 or 5, 3 placements that are killing it, that are doing very well. Then I keep just those placements. So that's what I did for this campaign. I kept eliminating placements until I got these 4 placements. The criteria for eliminating the placements is just two things. First, it's the conversion rate, and second, the click-through rate. Okay, so you'll see that those are the two things that vary a lot. And of course, what I want to have is a placement that's profitable. So if it has a low click-through rate but a great conversion rate, or just a decent conversion rate but a fantastic click-through rate, it can still be profitable and it can still be considered a good placement. So as you can see here, all my 4 placements, they have similar numbers in terms of click-through rate and also in terms of conversion rate. So these are the 4 placements that I kept for this campaign. And in a minute, I'm going to show you the websites just for you to see where the ads are being displayed. But before I do that, just let me show you here the ads that I'm running on here on SiteScout. I'm going to be showing you the ads as well, the actual ads. But first, just let me show you these stats. So as you can see, I have just 6 ads up and running now. But I think I had 60 or 70 ads initially that I started testing and I started running. You'll notice that most of the times the ad, it's not going to have a huge impact on the conversion rate. It's going to be more up to the placement, and also it will also depend on the landing page. So I do not consider the conversion rate a lot when dropping ads. But this is not a hard rule either. So what you have to do is always watch that number. But if you see the 2 ads have a similar conversion rate, you can probably just make your decision based on their click-through rate. So that's what I did here. As you can see, I don't have the math here, but I believe that the conversion rate for all of these ads, it's probably similar. They all have a similar conversion rate. What the difference is the click-through rate. Here they are similar, but the other ads that I have dropped, they had a worse click-through rate. And with media buying, most of the times you're going to be paying per impressions. This is what happens here on SiteScout. You have to pay per impressions. You have a CPM bid, so you pay for every 1,000 impressions. And if you're paying per impressions, you want to have a high click-through rate. It has to be super high. And if you see 1%, it's a really decent click-through rate for this campaign, because I'm spending like 85, 95 cents per 1,000 impressions, and I'm getting 10 clicks. So I'm paying less than 10 cents per click. It's cheap traffic, but the traffic is still very targeted, and it's quality traffic. So it's very easy to make the numbers work in a good way here. If you see the conversion rate for this campaign, it's probably 8%, 9%. It's probably less than 10%. Nothing great. Sometimes you can see better numbers in terms of conversion rate with platforms like Facebook, but the price of the traffic, it's really low here. And even though my conversion rate is not fantastic, it's still very interesting in terms of if you consider the ROI. Let's have a look on the campaign again. So as you can see here, I had for this main campaign, the one that I'm running, more than 600 conversions. If you multiply that by $2.80, it will probably give you something like $1,700, I think. So if you consider that I spent $667 on this campaign, if you do the math, you see that my ROI it's almost 200%. So my conversion rate isn't great, but my estimated cost per click it's extremely low here on SiteScout, and you can easily do that with pretty much any campaign when you target no English-speaking countries here. And even though my conversion rate is not fantastic, I still have a great ROI. And with most campaigns on Facebook, for example, we're going to have promoting similar offers and all similar campaigns. We're going to have an ROI between 80 and 100%, 120%, probably not a lot more than that. And I have a better ROI here with a lower conversion rate because I have super cheap traffic and it's targeted traffic. So that's why in the beginning I mentioned that this traffic source SiteScout, it's great for international campaigns because you can get really cheap traffic here, targeted traffic. You just have to find the right placements. And now let me show you the websites that I am advertising on. The reason why I want to show you the websites is because you'll see that they are very different. They are not the same type of website. So here is the first one. Here is the second one. The third one. and the last one. So this one is a forum. This one is for, those simple online games. I think those free games, and these ones are for I think for fans of a specific game or something like that. I'm not a gamer myself, so I don't know a lot about gaming. But the point is that I can easily tell that these sites, they are not for the exact same audience. They are not for the exact same type of people. They don't have the exact same type of information, but all of them are doing well with the campaign. So what I want to say here is that you always have to test. Just guessing, it's not going to work. You cannot, predict what placements will do well or what placements will do incredibly bad. It's something that you have to test. You can have an initial idea on what type of placements you should go with, but I usually test different types of websites because I really like to have some data to make my decisions. So of course I started only with gaming related stuff, obviously, but I started with multiple placements, probably more than 20 or 30 placements, and I found the top performing placements, the four best placements, and they are not all similar, they are different. So it would be impossible for me in the beginning, before having the data, to choose these four placements and say that these ones would be the top placements. So that's why you have to have a budget, you have to make investment, and you have to take the time to test the placements and see which placements have a better performance for you. And now I also want to show you the ads that I used and that I am still using, because the top ones are also among these ads here with the campaign. So I'm gonna show here on my computer, but what I have to pay attention is that they are actually all similar ads. I just test small variations, but at the end of the day, I end up with a bunch of ads. So here I have one text, one image, and the background, it's transparent. Okay, I have transparency here. It's a GIF image, and I have transparency. Then the second variation is the same ad, just with this difference in the image. It's a simple effect that you can have on Photoshop. Ctrl+I, and the image, will look like this. With other image editors, it shouldn't be hard either. So as you can see, it's the same concept. I do the same with pretty much all the images that I have for testing. Then after the last image, I have again the first image, the background is still transparent, but now I have a different text. So I'll test the same variations now with this different text. Okay. Then I have the first text again, the first image again, but then I have a white background. It's no longer transparent. And then I go for the same variations. Then the second text, same variations. Then now with the yellow background, same thing. And then I have the other ad format, and the concept will be the same for testing these ones here. Okay, as you can see, it's the same idea. And actually, one thing that you can note here is that I use a lot images of girls, women, female warriors. That's something that works very well in the gaming age. Okay, so if you are struggling to get a good click-through rate with your gaming campaign, not just on SiteScout, and pretty much any platform, and even with social PPC like on Facebook ads, one thing that you can do is to start using images of beautiful female warriors. You'll see that they almost always have a better click-through rate. So that's a simple tip. That's something that works like a charm, and then you can test with pretty much any gaming campaign. Okay, so now we started again. So as you can see, I have a bunch of ad variations. All of them, they have the same elements, but combine it in different ways. So this is what I recommend you to do when testing your campaigns. Create variations for the text, create variations for the image, create variations for the background, then combine everything and create a bunch of ads. You'll see that some ads will have a way better performance when you test the campaign in the practice. Okay, so that's it for this campaign. You saw the offer, you saw the placements, you saw the banners, you saw the details of the campaign on the traffic source, you saw the landing page. So you probably have a good idea on how to set up a simple gaming campaign on SiteScout. And what I have to tell you now to finish this presentation, this case study, is that it's very easy to create campaigns like this one. It's just a matter of creating the ad, setting up one or two landing pages, picking the offer, and setting up the campaign on Site Scout. It's really simple, really fast. You set up the campaign, and then you just start, going through the optimization process. The optimization process, it's simple. You eliminate the bad ads, you eliminate the bad placements, you stick with the best landing page, and you see what numbers you have. If the numbers are good, if it's profitable, then it's just a matter of scaling. Now I'm going to start scaling that campaign. My daily budget's already $50. I'll probably be investing even more on the campaign, and I can probably still, I'm expecting to make some good cash with this campaign for several days. It took me almost 2 weeks to get to that point with the campaign, all optimized, just ready for scaling. But it's because I'm dealing with multiple campaigns simultaneously. During the last few days, I have been spending a lot of time on CPA Evolution as well. So I'm not giving the proper attention to this campaign. But if I was really focused on working on this campaign, or just on campaigns like this one, maybe 4, 5, 6, 10 campaigns simultaneously, but doing just this type of thing, chances are that I would have reached a similar point 1 week ago. So it takes like 5, 6 days for you to have the top ads, the top placements, the top landing page, and then just focus on scaling. So it doesn't take a lot of time, just a few minutes a day. You probably need 1 or 2 hours to set up the campaign, then a few minutes a day and to optimize it. And after that, you just scale the campaign, make as much money as you can. And when the campaign starts losing performance, you just pause or delete the campaign. It's a simple process. You can have 5, 6, 10 campaigns like this one running simultaneously. And so this is a good way for you to get started with media buying, with simple campaigns that can be created fast, that have a simple optimization process, and that can have a good potential in terms of earnings and profits. So that's it. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the case study, and soon you will receive more case studies like this one. So thanks a lot for watching, and I see you in the next case study.